Live for us in Washington, D.C. And as Rob mentioned there, John McCain had more than 3 million followers on Twitter and tweeted almost every day. Sarah, what's been the social media reaction to his death?
Well, just as it was mentioned, I mean, there has been a huge reaction from all around the world, and mainly in support from US politicians as well as world leaders and more. And if you take a look at this trends map, it should show you when the news first broke. You can see there's people talking about it, especially centered around the US, a bit in some parts of Europe there and bits of Africa. But then as soon as people found out and the news spread across, you'll see, there you go, an explosion of those tweets, which is just incredible. In fact, more than 2.5 million people were talking about it on Twitter alone. That's besides all the other social medias. Now, it's no secret that McCain and Donald Trump were adversaries right up until the end. And nonetheless, Trump did tweet his sympathies, saying his prayers and heart is with the McCain family. But McCain was much closer to the man who beat him for the presidency. Of course, that's Barack Obama, who paid tribute to the values they shared despite those political differences. And others online, though, are sharing a moment from the height of the 2008 presidential race when McCain rebuffed criticism of his rival.
I got to ask you a question. I do not I can't trust Obama. I have read about him, and he's an Arab. He is not. No.
No, ma'am. He's a decent family man, citizen that I just happen to have disagreements with on fundamental issues, and that's what this campaign is all about. He's not. Thank you.
Well, he definitely wasn't. But now in Vietnam, where McCain was a prisoner of war, people have been leaving flowers and tributes as a statue known as the McCain Memorial, and it marks the spot near where John McCain was dragged out of the lake nearby where he crashed. He was flying one of 10 US planes shot down by the North Vietnamese military in 1967. And even the man who ran the prison where McCain was held has spoken of his fondness for him.
On the Vietnam War, I said to him, the US bombing of Vietnam was a crime, supporting the Saigon regime and a logical war, but he didn't agree with me on that. We argued a lot. But out of working hours, we considered each other friends, just two men. I asked him to come to my office for a coffee. He taught me English. He pronounced English so I could listen. He had good teaching skills.
Now, while he was regarded as a hero at home and some places abroad, McCain is being remembered as a hawk in the Middle East. He was a staunch opponent of the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, an area of foreign policy on which he actually did agree with Trump on. And take a look at this clip. It was recorded in 2007.
My question is, how many times do we have to prove that these people are blowing up people? Now, never mind if they get a nuclear weapon, when do we send them an airmail message to Tehran?
That old Beach Boys song, Bomb Iran? Bomb. Anyway.
Now, of course, Iran's state media is something they put in their headlines saying US anti-Iran senator is dead. And, of course, they also referred to him being a blunt critic of Iran who supported the 2003 US invasion of Iraq. And they also mentioned that he's a staunch ally of Israel. But meanwhile, in France, Mariam Rajavi thinks otherwise. Now, she is the president of the National Council of Resistance of Iran. And she wrote, Iranians will remember McCain for his advocacy of freedom, support for the uprising of the Iranian people against the mullah's regime, their desire for a free republic based on separation, she says, of religion, state and gender equality. And this person, though, is also someone who says don't forget to mourn, and she mentions a list of Vietnamese, Afghani, Iraqi, you've got Syrian in there, Palestinian, and of course American people, Sarah says, whose blood are on John McCain's hands. So not quite popular in some areas. But during his lifetime, it's important to remember also that it wasn't just Iran that he wanted to attack. In fact, this map by Mother Jones also highlights some of the other areas. You've got Libya, of course, Syria, which he visited in 2012, and you've got Iran and Afghanistan there as well. But that's all we have for today. And AJ Newsgrid, hashtag AJ Newsgrid is the hashtag to message us with.
Thank you very much for that.